Good day everyone, I'm Romel and I'll be your teacher today in our Earth Science class. Our topic for today is about the characteristic and the physical and chemical properties of minerals. But before we start, let us define our objectives in this lesson. As we go navigate the lesson, you are expected to do the following. Number 1. Identify the characteristics that define a mineral. Number 2. Identify common rock-forming minerals using their physical and chemical properties. And lastly is identify the mineral's importance to the society. Most of the geosphere is composed of rocks. These rocks, when examined, are composed of chemical compounds called minerals. There are thousands of minerals that make up different kinds of rocks. These minerals played a great part in human history. The basic food additive and preservative salt, or rock salt, or sometimes called halite, has been key part of shaping civilization. Likewise, extracting iron from the mineral hematite gave people an edge to people using bronze tools, thus ending Bronze Age. We will explore the different rock-forming minerals as well as their characteristic and their physical and chemical properties. What is minerals? Minerals are naturally occurring inorganic solid substances with a definite chemical composition and an ordered atomic structure. They are the basic building blocks of rocks and formed through geological processes. Each mineral has unique physical and chemical properties that helps in its identification. First, let us explore what makes a particular substance qualify as a mineral. The following are the key characteristics that define minerals. Number 1 is solid at normal conditions on Earth. A substance must be in solid state under normal temperature and pressure conditions on Earth to be considered a mineral. This means liquids and gases are not minerals. For example, snowflakes are considered minerals because they are solid and naturally occurring, while rainwater, on the other hand, is not a mineral because it is in liquid form. But the exception is the mercury. Mercury is an exception to this rule. Even though it is a liquid at room temperature, it is still classified as a mineral due to historical reasons and its metallic nature. Number 2 is naturally occurring. Minerals must be formed by natural geological processes without human intervention. This means that substances created artificially or synthetically in laboratories or factories do not qualify as minerals. For example, natural quartz is a mineral, while synthetic diamonds, although chemical identical to natural diamonds, are not mineral because they were man-made. Number 3 is inorganic. To be classified as a mineral, a substance must be inorganic, meaning it was not formed by or composed of living organisms. This excludes materials like wood, bones, shells, and coral, even if solid and naturally occurring. For instance, corals, while they are hard and naturally formed, are biogenic, or produced by marine organisms and therefore not minerals. Only substances formed by non-living, natural processes are considered minerals. Number 4 has definite chemical composition. A mineral must have a specific and consistent chemical formula, meaning that it is composed of the same elements in the same ratios, no matter the sample size. This chemical uniformity allows scientists to identify and categorize minerals reliably. For example, the mineral halite, commonly known as rock salt, always has the chemical formula NaCl or sodium chloride. Whether you have a small grain or a large block of halite, it is still composed of the same elements in the same proportion. This makes minerals chemically stable and predictable. Number 5 has a crystal structure. A mineral must have a crystalline structure, which means that its atom or molecules are arranged in a repeating, orderly pattern. This internal structure is what gives many minerals their distinct external shapes or crystals. As the mineral grows, these repeating units form larger shapes, often with flat faces and sharp angles. Example, in halite, the sodium and chloride ions are arranged in a cubic lattice. As more units are added, they form a cubic-shaped crystal, which is the typical shape of salt. Every mineral has its own unique crystal structure, which helps in its identification. So after knowing the different characteristics of minerals, let us know the different physical and chemical properties of minerals. To identify and classify minerals, scientists observe and test their physical and chemical properties. This characteristic helps distinguish one mineral from another. Number 1 is crystal shape or habit. Crystal shape, also called crystal habit, refers to the natural external geometric form a mineral takes when it grows under favorable conditions. Different minerals form distinct shape due to the way their atoms are arranged internally. These shapes can be cubic, hexagonal, prismatic, needle-like, tabular, and more. Number 2 is color. Some minerals possess distinctive colors that can aid in their identification. The color of a mineral is primarily determined by its internal atomic structure and the presence of trace impurities within it. For instance, the mineral malachite is always green due to its copper content, while sulfur is known for its bright yellow color. Number 3 is luster. Luster refers to the way a mineral reflects light from its surface. Some minerals shine brightly like polished metal, while others appear dull or glossy. Number 4 is streak. While color can be misleading when identifying minerals, a more defendable property is the streak. Streak refers to the color of a mineral in its powdered form, which is often more consistent than its surface color. 5 is hardness. Hardness refers to a mineral's resistance to being scratched. It is an important physical property used to help identify and compare minerals. To measure hardness, scientists use the Mohs scale of mineral hardness, a comparative scale developed by Friedrich Mohs. The scale ranges from 1 the softest to 10 the hardest. Talc is the softest mineral, weighted 1, and diamond is the hardest mineral, weighted 10. Number 6 is cleavage. Cleavage refers to a mineral's tendency to break along flat, smooth surfaces when subjected to stress or pressure. This property is directly related to the mineral's internal atomic structure, specifically to the arrangement of strong and weak atomic bonds within the crystal lattice. When pressure is applied to a mineral, it tends to break along zones where the atomic bonds are weaker, forming flat, sheet-like surfaces known as cleavage planes. Number 7 is fracture. Fracture is the tendency of a mineral to break along irregular, uneven surfaces when force is applied, rather than along smooth, flat planes like in cleavage. This happens when the atomic bonds within the mineral are equally strong in all directions, so the mineral does not split cleanly. Instead of forming flat surfaces, the mineral breaks in a rough or curved manner. Number 8 is specific gravity. Specific gravity is the ratio of the density of a mineral to the density of water. Since water has a density of 1 gram per cubic centimeter, specific gravity tells us how much heavier or lighter a mineral is compared to water, but without using units. In simple terms, if a mineral has a specific gravity less than 1, it will float in water, while if it has a specific gravity greater than 1, it will sink. I hope that you gained some knowledge in our discussion. So now, answer the following questions to assess your understanding in our lesson.